With Casper, remember, we've been under 3 cents or just following this range for over 100 days. Right there was over 109 days. So we're mapping out those levels. Remember that XRP came right there. So that would be equivalent to about 5 cents for Casper, right around that 382. What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Please watch all of this and let's kick it off. So we'll dive into XRP, Casper, Algo, and HBAR if we have time, some price charts, some crypto news related to the XRP ledger, and of course, Circle. So you can go to circle.com and see this, and Circle is a mega firm, and backers include Bank of New York, which is also a Ripple partner, one of the biggest banks in the world, BlackRock, one of the largest organizations with approximately $10 trillion assets under management. And they also chose Coinbase. And we also know that BlackRock and Fidelity each invested $200 million into this firm, Circle. Now, nothing against Tether, but when you compare the reserve amounts and the transparency and which firm the regulators seem to be backing, it's clearly Circle. So if I had to place my bets in a stablecoin that would be here in the next 3 to 5 years and even become the digital dollar, it would be USDC. So those are just a few of their partners. We can see the blockchains that they're integrating with as well, including Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Stellar, Algorand, Tron, Hedera, Flow, and I imagine many more on the way. So we have interoperability between a few chains. Algo and HBAR are some of my favorites in this list. Now with Tether and USDT, there are always some concerns that it might not be fully backed and it's not as transparent as it could be. And, preferably I'd love a stablecoin like USDC to be backed with 100% cash. But notice right here, USDC is 100% backed by cash in short-dated US treasuries. Now, central bank digital currencies, no, I'm not a fan, guys. And if you wanted to be a Bitcoin maximalist and be an anarchist, I'm all for it, but I think that it's too late to turn back. So I'm trying to read the market as best I can like anybody else and look at different technologies that are obvious. Ride those waves, make some profits because this is where this space is headed regardless. And I just want to make sure that my family and friends are well taken care of. If you go back to YouTube videos I did back in 2020, all we talked about was BlackRock and inflation. And we were talking about this years ago with BlackRock, strategically buying properties starting at lower levels, buying all the properties that are, $80,000, buying up all the mortgages, then going up to 150K properties, now buying all the properties that are worth 300 to 400K. They are scooping them up because it looks like they want to make the world a nation of renters. Now, being in Puerto Rico, they definitely use cash a lot more. And, even when I was out in Indonesia, a lot of these areas just use cash. Digitalization has not hit them yet. And I still think that we could be, a decade away for a lot of other countries, territories, and areas to follow suit. So this will not happen overnight. But there's a few benefits of digitalization, including asset fractionalization. So how divisible is USDC? So instead of going down to 1 penny or 1 cent for $1, you can hold as little as 0.000001 worth of USDC. So asset fractionalization is a benefit. Same thing with ownership of collectibles and things like that. And in the future, just like with real estate investment trusts, also known as REITs, we're going to be able to own fractions of that. We see Google, Amazon, and a variety of other companies doing stock splits. And asset fractionalization has been around for a while, but we're going to see it on a more mainstream basis in the years ahead, thanks to cryptocurrency. So we can see Bank of New York here. We have Tim Keeney, retired vice chairman of Bank of New York, custodying 1/4 of global institutional assets, side by side 3 other Ripple employees or former Ripple employees, even David Schwartz, the current CTO, and Arthur Brito, one of the co-founders of the XRP ledger. So I just showed you Tim Keeney, retired vice chairman, and I believe that he has a powerful network and what he says holds weight. And you just saw him alongside 3 people that have XRP ledger ties. And now we have news just the other day, when this came out today actually, BNY, all these ads, BNY Mellon says client demand for crypto led to their custody offering, the world's largest custodial bank. So this is not just a mom and pop shop offering crypto. BNY Mellon, the world's largest custodian bank, launches crypto custody services. BNY Mellon will also be the first of 8 systematically important banks. That means that there are going to be 7 more banks on the way in the US, providing a platform for crypto and traditional finance. Notice that BlackRock, also in the news, chose Coinbase. Then we saw additional news of Google or Google Cloud with Coinbase, also leveraging Fireblocks for storing crypto. And as we posted right here, groups that are opening crypto trading desks: BlackRock, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of New York, with $46.7 trillion under custody. Remember, it used to be 3%. Now, less than 5% of the global population is invested in crypto. But remember, investing and using crypto on a daily basis are two very different things. The dApps, or decentralized applications, are not being used on a daily basis. So even in the future, when 20% of the global population holds crypto, that's great in theory, but imagine when 5% of the world's companies are leveraging decentralized applications, leveraging blockchain, DLT, and other types of DAGs. That's the utility we'd be looking for. And we can speculate that the banks want to have their own system, their own trading desk, which it seems they're already building, but it also looks like BlackRock just decided to kind of plug in right to Coinbase. And BlackRock's already big enough. If they wanted to buy Coinbase, they could. I mean, I actually think they're probably a huge owner already. JP Morgan wanted to hold off of blockchain adoption because it threatens their world of transaction banking, making money because of how inefficient these payment channels are. So if they can't beat us, they're going to join them and then try to take over some of these exchanges as well. I have Royal right here with Coinbase and FTX, and there's been a lot going on with Sam Bankman-Fried. I want to do a little more research before I cover it specifically, but remember, FTX backed Skybridge. Skybridge has $250 million in Algorand, allowing liquidity to flow straight into Algorand. So we have decentralized finance. The TVL slowly but surely increasing. Remember, Algo and HBAR have interoperability with USDC. Now, speaking of Algorand, we have shared by XRP Buddha, and I saw even Anders L make a note that it is interesting that Algorand is the one announcing the partnership with WadsPay, not the other way around. We know WadsPay is working on integrations with Binance Smart Chain, Algorand, XDC, and maybe Matic. Now, this is the biggest piece of news we've had today, shared by PureSys Technology, thrilled to announce the launch of the first XRP Ledger sidechain compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. And for anybody new, the Ethereum virtual machine is just a piece of software that executes smart contracts and computes the state of the Ethereum network after each new block is added to the chain. So a lot of other projects that are built on Ethereum, they just leverage the virtual machine of Ethereum, easy peasy. One thing that Casper is doing that's really interesting, and they're building it from the ground up, is they're using their own virtual machine. They are not dependent on Ethereum.
Introducing the new XRP Ledger sidechain that we have developed from PureSys Technology together with Ripple and compatible with EVM. Join us to see what this means. Thanks to the operability of smart contracts, we can now unlock the full potential of DeFi in XRPL. A new world of possibilities is unlocked for XRP thanks to the sidechain with EVM. The EVM sidechain uses XRP as its native token. You don't need to use any other currency to access. Built with the powerful Tendermint protocol and carefully customized for XRP Ledger, it allows to achieve around 1,000 transactions per second using the Ethereum virtual machine. Easily move your XRP and assets between the XRP Ledger and the EVM sidechain thanks to the new bridge. It is very easily accessible thanks to MetaMask and Exum Wallet and allows fast and secure interoperability between both networks. Check all your transactions with the Explorer that we have created for the network and have control of all your assets. Created by PureSys in collaboration with Ripple. DevNet, available now.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. So this is shared by @RippleXDev right on Twitter, so I encourage you guys follow them. And they have this article that was just shared today, October 17th at 9 a.m. this morning. Now, this is a bridge between Ethereum's network and the XRP Ledger. This is amazing, and it also drives additional utility towards XRP specifically. We have Boldy up right here. Holy smokes, it means ERC20 tokens or projects can be migrated to the XRP Ledger. So RippleX did share this. Now when we open this up, we can follow step by step to add this network to our MetaMask. So as we scroll down, we can see what is an EVM sidechain, this XRP Ledger Ethereum virtual machine bridge. And we see right there, EXRP. We scroll further down and we can see the instructions to add this network to our MetaMask. So I open up my MetaMask and we can see Ethereum mainnet. We're going to come up here and add a network for anybody that's done bridging to, or at least added maybe Flare, BSC, Polygon. You're familiar with this, but we're going to add network. And I actually already did right there, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it again, just so you're good to go. So we can see network name, new RPC URL, the chain identifier or ID, the currency symbol, and the block explorer URL. So right in the instructions, and this was shared by RippleX on Twitter, you can see the name, EVM sidechain DevNet. So we'd paste that right there. We have the RPC URL, paste that right there. Notice there's an error because I already did add this to the network, but I'm just going to keep going. The network identifier or the chain ID, paste it right there. Now the ticker is EXRP, so currency symbol. And then the block explorer right here, and we're going to post that right there. And then notice right within this article, we have this link, bridge URL, and we can open this as well. So now right here, bridge.devnet.xrpl.org is where we can actually transfer assets across the XRP ledger. So once you have all of this information inputted exactly, you can save this and you'll be able to add this network manually to your MetaMask. So now within MetaMask, I'm on my Ethereum mainnet right now, but we open it up and now we have this EVM sidechain for DevNet. I'm going to click that. Now we can enter and see EXRP. And then from here, when you're on your bridge, you can actually just go to the top right, connect your Sum wallet along with your MetaMask. Next up, we're looking at the Casper price chart. We know that Casper has been a top performer in the past week, and its market cap, per coin market cap, because we know they reported their market cap a new way with their circulating supply. They went from rank 140 all the way to 69 in just a couple of weeks. So this is when Casper was at 3 cents almost exactly. We were down here for over 100 plus days. I know I shared in the beginning of this video a quick clip going over that, and we were just pointing out that Casper at 5.1 cents, whereas XRP came up to 51 cents. Do you see how this double bottom, that wick, is very similar to coming up to that level, that same wick? And I know we've been talking about this specific move for the Casper price chart following XRP for weeks. This was a chart I shared right within Discord on October 4th. You can see the timestamp. And let's check things out now. So Casper's a little under 5 cents, but where did it actually go? Let's actually turn these fibs off. What do we see? All the way up, surpassing that 5.1, going to that next wick right there. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to this. The March low before that final swing high before capitulation. What are the odds that the price chart hits there to perfection? Looking at XRP, are there any similarities? Check this out. Wick, horizontal ray on the bottom of this wick right there. Pretty close, right? Where did we go? Perfection. You can see. That wick is even prettier right there. When XRP made this move in September, we were talking about this leading Casper. We're talking about Q&T. If it keeps pumping, I'm actually going to be more bullish on some other altcoins in the future, including XRP, Casper, and then others that have yet to even awaken, including HBAR and Algo. So now going back to Casper, just marking out a few levels, playing the wick game, at that 5 cent zone, we had a double bottom here at 7 cents, an absolute key level. We can see 9 cents even as well right there. We have wicks, we have a wick right there. And I made it exactly 9 cents just so it looks nice and pretty. And let's go side by side, one of the top performers, at least this year, which is Q&T. So check this out. So what we've been doing is looking at this March-April high for a variety of assets. Of course, Casper, coincidentally, right on that 200 MA. Similar to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, rejecting that and then crashing. Finally popping up past it. For Q&T, very similar thing. It was one of the first to recover, one of the first in, look, July, reaching that 200 MA, running months ahead of these other altcoins. Looking and using that same March-April high before capitulation. Then drawing a Fibonacci retracement on the high to the low. Now I'm going to delete this, but we already know that Casper came right up to that level, and let's draw a quick fib, wick to wick. We got really close to that 382, at least on Huobi, but we hit that wick perfectly. And for anybody that was watching my videos back in July, we were talking about this very thing when it came through, all the way up to the 786 and rejecting, then turning it into support and going even higher. We surpassed our March-April high. Remember that XRP, per the Q&T price chart, came up to the 382 right there. Now Casper is right around that level, just below it. Very interesting. But what's even crazier is Q&T is just not stopping. Look at this. Yesterday we're talking about Q&T hitting that 127. Now we've actually gone to the next fib level to perfection at the 1618. Insane. Now a little hopium, imagine in the next 3 to 4 months, if Casper, XRP, and some other assets continue to retrace, it could be a choppy road, but make it to higher retracements. So if we broke through these levels, passing the 382, imagine making it to the 786 like Q&T, that would be a 9 cent Casper. If we followed it exactly per the retracements, that's like a 15 to 16 cent Casper. Now Casper's looking incredibly strong, even the 3-day RSI is getting up there, but I want to show you a few other things, then we'll call it a day. There's just so much information. I did a live stream with members yesterday for about an hour, 40 minutes, so that recording is available in Discord going over these charts in detail. But now Q&T, looking at the all-time high of Q&T over $400 to that low of this year, I know we talked about the other day right at the 382, we just keep going. And what's even more interesting is Q&T on the weekly price chart. We can see right there, look at that, getting into that overbought territory. Now, am I buying Q&T after it's done over a 400% pump from these lows? Absolutely not. 460% pump, can it go higher? Yep, but I'm not going after something that just did a 500% move. I forget if I shared this yesterday on YouTube, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but you see in this territory on the weekly time frame, on the macro, just like Q&T, this is like the moon scenario when an asset is in overbought territory and just rockets. I mean, look at this. It just kept rocking and rolling. I mean, this was over a 400x return, just insane. The tokenomics were different. The supply was tiny. It was still a baby at the time, but that is kind of what I'm looking for when it can be really, really bullish. But I'm not chasing anything that went up 400% in the past couple months. But it's incredibly risky trying to chase a pump, guys, with anything that's already in overbought territory. It has a lot more resistance to work through, but we can see that RSI is starting to move, getting that momentum. On the weekly time frame, on the 3-day, we can see that RSI did pierce into overbought. And that's why we kind of flew a little bit more. So a few things I wanted to point out. This was on the 15th. We do have an open gap for Casper at 360, so 3.6 cents. Now, I know we did push over 5 cents. That's awesome. Question is, when do we close this gap? Do I believe that Casper is a top performer in the years ahead? Absolutely. But we also have plenty of open gaps on smaller time frames that are significantly higher. We're talking, 300-400% up from today's price. So these were a few things I was sharing on October 13th before we got the big pop when we were sitting just over 3 cents. I was doing different things and looking at fractals, and OGN was one of my better trades in the past. Before it got listed on Coinbase, I was reading EtherScan. I saw Wintermute starting to make more markets for OGN. And back in 2021, that was a telltale sign that they're going to be added to Coinbase shortly, because I saw much larger Wintermute transactions, and they're a global market maker for some of the biggest exchanges. And then I also saw some documents hinting that Coinbase listing was coming. So I rode that wave for OGN really nicely in this cup and handle setup, and I realized that OGN and Casper both on the daily had the same setup. Now I drew an inverse fib, swing low to the swing high, A, B, C, around the 786, around the 786, A, B, C, same thing, and then we pop. Of course, we did get that pop for Casper, but what's interesting is that now we have the extensions. Look at this 4.236 on OGN. What are the odds going all the way over to the left? It's right on that wick, right on that swing high. The same exact thing for Casper. Look, same fib levels I drew. Look at the 4.236, go all the way to the left. What are the odds that this 4.236 negative fib extension is right on the swing high for both of these charts? Then we also got the pop that OGN did previously. Confluence, confluence, confluence. And I shared this chart about 4 days ago right there. Was also looking at different similarities between fractals and moving averages. Hopefully we can get that golden cross on the daily for Casper. I would absolutely love that, but just be mindful we have an open gap at 3.6 cents for Casper still, even though we're sitting above like 4 cents and surpassed 5. And still watching H-bar, it dumped again, so I just can't wait for this guy to catch up with the market. I mean, we have XRP, Casper, and a variety. Atom, Curve, a bunch at least hit the 382. Even if they crashed afterwards, they all came up here. And H-bar just hasn't budged. So I cannot believe it. H-bar, Algo, they're still both below their 236. I'm bullish on these alts long term. I just hope we get the show on the road. I want a Bitcoin retracement. I do not want another low. It has been, a long year. It feels like a 2-year bear market, even though, Bitcoin had its high back in November. But all right, that's enough of me yapping, guys. I'm going to edit this and upload it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.